I
set this to record. I don't think this 40 minutes has got a time limit. Yeah, Mark said he's busy, isn't he? He might be there, might not, so might as well crack on.
Even if you give me a show now, but even if we jump back on later tonight, don't matter to
me. Yeah.
I've set it up just before you start. I've set it up, but there's two bits I couldn't get to work, and I couldn't find them. Was the template and the other one, which is 2 seconds. The template and also the trader dynamic index. Can you tell me before you start where they go, please?
Yeah, the trade dynamic index goes in. Actually, it'd probably be easier if I show you.
Yeah, please. Yeah, please.
Let me just do that one. Share.
Yeah, I've got your screen.
Yeah, okay. Right. The trading dynamic goes in MQL5 indicators.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Indicators.
The templates go in a different place.
Yep. Templates I put in template. Where in? Sorry.
They go into profiles.
Yeah.
And templates here.
Yeah, and you put them in. I put them in there, and I couldn't. Nothing came up. But I'll try again afterwards. That's fine. Okay.
You do have
indicators didn't come up. So what is the what? Okay, just explain them two things. What are they?
What? This is a TDI.
Yeah, I got that. That comes up. I've got MACD TDI.
Oh, you got that one then. And the stock.
Oh, you use Stotch, do you?
Yeah.
What levels do you use Stotch?
I was looking at this earlier, actually. It's 533. It's supposed to be 833.
Right, okay. That's fine.
It makes this difference. I'll change this quickly now. I don't think it makes a lot of difference, does it, at that level?
Mate, all that kind of stuff, it goes over my head, to be honest, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What's the yellow lines? What are they?
This is the non-lag MA.
I haven't got that.
No, it's not part of the template. It's something I stuck on because the Heiken Ashi candles don't follow the actual price, but this gives them a better indication of where the price actually is at any one time.
Can you send that, or is that something I've got to get?
It's probably a non-lag MA. You should have it from before.
Non-lag MA, yeah.
It's just it's just basically because it changes color. That's the only I use it. You can use any MA that changes color, really. Right. I've got it on 6, I think.
Yeah, you said 6, yeah.
Yeah. It's just basically it's not part of the strategy. It just no. I was noticing that the actual candles look different because this candle's based on the previous candles or something like that.
Which is what I like, you see.
Yeah. But this actually follows the actual price.
Right.
So it gives you a better indication of where the price is during the candle sort of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, the thing is tell me if I'm wrong. You're looking for your grid setup, and then setting it off and letting it go and use your train and stop. So you're not really too worried about the nitty gritties. You just want it to be X, Y, Z. They marry up to I'm going to set the trade and be on my way. Yeah, it's gonna win or it's gonna lose.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is that fair? Is that fair to say?
That's the way I've been doing it. It's not strictly correct.
Right.
Usually, you're supposed to get out a lot earlier.
If you've got a trade to stop.
Yeah, it's fair enough. But I've got a 30 pip trading stop. That's if you've got like £1,700 in profit, that's £1,000 of it gone if it hits it. So it'll be better to get out at one of the other signals, like when it touches here, you get out. It usually looks at when it's flat, that's the get out signal. So here, if you were trading this one, you'd enter on this when this candle formed because it's broken down there. Yeah. And then you get out on the next candle when this goes flat down here, rather than having it all trail back up there and wipe out almost all your profit.
Yeah, okay.
So trading stop is only because I'm at work all day and I just leave it run or overnight.
Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. The way I'm looking at it is I'm with Baldies, it doesn't really matter about the trading the getting in and out, because it gets in and out. But I'm
Yeah.
going to try and two different things. I'm going to try and let Baldies run as Baldies, but also Baldies run as 1/2 with a trailing stop. Because I just want to see what happens. I have my target, because regardless of where I am, I'd have the same target on both. So you could put that into Baldies, so you would have your TP. I'm just, the way I look at this, I just like what I've been reading and seeing. You could potentially start seeing a reversal. I'm still gonna have my lines, as in my support resistance areas.
Yeah.
So I'm still gonna have areas of interest. And what I'm trying to think is, I will look at those areas of interest and what the candles are coming to be at those areas of interest. So let's say, for argument's sake, that one you just discussed, in the middle where it went flat, if that was on a monthly support, then there's a good chance, and that goes flat, there's a good chance it's going to go the other way. So yes, you're right, you would get out.
Yeah.
But if that was flat and it was nowhere near my support, nowhere near my MAs, I would then thinking, right, okay, well, I'm actually going to stay in that, because that could potentially carry on going down.
Yeah.
It depends on where it's in the price action, doesn't it?
Yeah, the argument was made. Let me just find something a bit better. Here we go. Like there's if you get in on this one, which you would, because that's going up, that's crossed over, so it's your first candle. The guy who did the system would get out after 2 candles regardless, and that's what he's happy taking whatever profit, small profit. A lot of others are saying, well, you can do, but you can ride this all the way, and you can get out here where it's flattening off. Okay. But then it touches, and then it goes off again, so you get back in here.
Well, so I've just watched the video.
Yeah.
I just watched the video in the car. You see, you got those 2 dojis. That one there, and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 candles back. That doji there. Now they're basically the indecision candles, which what I'm liking about them is, if that happens, there's a chance it's going to reverse or change. So what they're saying is, me personally, I would see one of them, I would wait for the next candle and then enter after the next candle. So I wouldn't be into that candle, I'd enter the next candle.
This one, yeah.
Purely because it's gone. Now you see the one above, the next one on, that doji happens, but the next candle is the same direction. So you wouldn't want to get out because it hasn't changed direction. If that went red, I would then close out and get out the next one. That's what he's saying. It's basically at that point. So those indecision candles on here, to me, are a lot stronger in thought process than the normal candles.
Yeah, it's just
the candle afterwards, which I'll be watching, if that makes sense. I'll be watching the candle afterwards.
Yeah. It's just the risk, though, isn't it? I mean, there's one guy's happy taking 2 candles worth and calling it quits. If you want to carry it on, you can either get out when this changes color here, you can get out when it touches here, which is the same candle as this, and then because it's got a bounce, you get back in here anyway. So yeah, you'll lose a couple of candles, which is, and then you're not risking the fact that this might come back down here. Then
no, I think I have to see where you're coming from. Yeah, I think what they're saying is, once you see this next candle or this doji, in my eyes, something's potentially going to happen. Yeah. So I think if I see a doji, get out, close.
Yeah.
As soon as I see one of those dojis, and basically what he's saying, because of the candle, because they're saying the wick is, if you see a wick both sides, it's indecisive. He's saying, if basically they're saying, if you see a wick both sides, it's indecisive. So you could even look at the one before that. Is a doji. It's wick. So that one there, you could start saying, oh, something's going to happen here. So like, set your stop loss below there and say, right, okay, I'm now going to, that's my stop loss, and what happens.
Yeah, you could do. It's all the getting out is preference, really, because there's lots of different options. I mean, if this would form as red after this one closes, so I'd be getting out there. I'd probably get out when this changes color. I get out when it goes flat here. So there's 3 triggers there to get me out before this doji anyway, and then you're not missing out on anything because it bounces. You're getting back in. This is a bounce.
No, it's very visual, and it's not so, how can I say, it's not so messy as normal things. That's why I like the idea of this.
Yeah.
And I get all the crossing over and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's another get out. It's the hook, isn't it? They call it.
Yes.
When it hooks like that, so you're getting out right at the top here as well before this happens. So there's tons of, there's one trade entry rule, basically. A decent sized blue body, that's crossed over, that's pointing up.
Yeah.
And there's quite a few options to get out signals.
Okay. So that's a daily candle. So what candle would you get on? Would you see that blue finish, that one, and then open up the next day then, yeah?
No, I'd get out. This candle will form when this one finishes. So when this candle finishes, you have a nice blue body there straight away.
Oh, is that how it happens?
Yeah, this will cross over, this will cross over. These form, not normal candles form at the end of the candle, don't they? The body stays as it is then, yeah?
Yeah.
These are formed at the beginning of a candle.
Right. Oh, brilliant.
So this candle will, when this red one finishes that period, that day at midnight, this will form, and it's got a nice, decent-sized body, which shows as a decent trend here.
Right. So you're saying, right. So you're saying it's telling you there's a buy there. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Straight from the bat.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait 4 hours for it to close to see, because normal candles, you have to wait to see if it's continued or dropped and things like that. You're saying with this, as soon as you, so let's say 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll see a blue candle there.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's 6 hours into it. Doesn't matter.
No.
I've seen a doji before it. Gives me 2 signs. It's crossed.
Yeah.
It then says crack on.
Yeah. You look at this first. This is your first one. If that's crossed over, then you look at all the others. So yes, that's crossed over. That's your main indicator. You got confirmation. You've got a nice body on this blue candle here. The stock is pointing upwards, nice and steep, and that's crossed. So that's your entry confirmation. So you get in. You get 1 minute past midnight, you'd be getting in. Yeah.
I keep going back. I like the idea of that doji, because that doji will tell me on Sunday night, let's say it's regardless of what night, that it's indecisive. So there's a potential next day that's going to reverse.
Yeah.
So that would be one of my telling signs. You know, if you're doing like a watch list, you'd like say, for instance, right, at 6 o'clock in the morning, whatever time you do a watch list, and if I saw one of them, that would go on my watch list, something to look out for, because there's a potential reversal there, or it's a continuation. But it's a point of interest, if you would like to say.
Yeah,
I like the idea of that.
Thing is, it's easy to check. I mean, you can quickly drag the different things on each day, go through them all really quickly, and just look for a color change.
Totally agree with you. Why do you go to Euro GP? You said you don't think it's right. Euro GP BP.
Yeah.
You said you don't think it's right. So that's on a moment. That's on a daily.
Yeah.
It's red. So why aren't you saying it's because it's crossed over? Why don't you think that's going to drop?
Because the next time we'll see this will be on this candle after midnight on Monday morning.
Yeah.
It'll be the third candle, and you only look at entries on the first 2 candles.
Right. Okay. I understand what you're saying. Right. Can I just, and I don't want to just take away from what you're saying, mate. But that first candle's a doji. It doesn't matter what color it is, they're saying.
No.
That's an indecisive. So me personally, I would not take that as red. No. I take that as indecisive. So my first candle will be that first one there.
Well, it's up to you, isn't it? I'm strictly going by the guide.
Yeah.
I mean, here, if this just went Friday morning when this popped up, you've got a nice red. This is crossed over. This is pointing down, and it's oversold as well. So I would have got on this on Friday morning.
Yes.
And it would have been starting there, wouldn't it? Ish, and then we'd be that in that much profit so far, and it's gonna. This is probably safe enough because it's dead steep, isn't it?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, because what you're saying is you get out before the third candle because there's still room for it to drop, and you're not going to get caught in much drawdown. But what he's saying is, you pick in the first candle, then you're at the top of it, and then you've got a good chance of getting your 2 candles worth of profit and get out.
Yeah, I think the guy who's done it says generally once it's changed colour, it's going to do it for between 3 and 8 candles most of the time. So if you get on your third one, like it's changed here,
yeah,
the fourth candle, it's gone back the other way. On this one, fourth candle, it's gone back the other way. So if you get it on this candle, on buys, you're going to lose. If you get on this candle on sells, you're going to lose. If you get on the third candle here on buys, you're going to lose. So by the third candle, it's too late. If you get on the second candle, you're still getting a bit of profit.
Third candle.
Although it's gone flat and you get out on the third candle then.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to marry it up with what I've got. And I don't know. I like the idea, the simplicity of it. I've not really looked into it before until you mentioned it. I've heard people talk about it. But not really ever, taking a gamble to look at saying, oh, actually, that's something which I could look at. But I'm just looking at Euro GP now. And the way, for me, going with what you've said as well, on the 4 hours, there's my second confirmation. I've got on my 200s, and it basically is what it's done. It's broke the 200 and 144. It's retraced back up, and it's now bounced back off them again. So there's a big telling sign for me to say that Euro GP is dropping. So I've had 2 confirmations. So I agree with what you're saying. So that there, if you put a 200 EMA in there, that last two candles down had shown it's basically broke the candle, broke the MA, dropped, and it's retesting it, which we also know, break and retest. And then if it doesn't go back past the MA, it means it's going to continue down, and only down to about where that to the left, where you've got the last candle to the left, like the 2 drops. It's not massive, but it's enough for a day's profit, I think.
Yeah. Is that you can look at all that analysis, but I think the idea of this is it's just simple.
Rules based.
You just ignore it and go for the next one, and rather than look into it any further and spend time on it, because it's the same for all the different thingies, charts. So there's going to be other charts where you can immediately see a thing and get in quickly.
Yeah. There's no point me. Why am I looking at something a little bit extra when you look at 10 charts, you're going to get 3 opportunities probably anyway.
Yeah, I mean, look at the EUSD straight away. There's an in there. That's just crossing over. That's on the way up. It's a blue candle. I think tomorrow, if this is a blue candle, this would have gone across more.
That's daily on USD, yeah.
Yeah, on the day one. I didn't see this the other day.
What about what GPP USD GU? What have you got that down as? What do you think that one?
That'll be an entry. I'd be in on this on Friday. I'd have been in on this. So on Friday, you've got a definite cross. Again, it's coming up. The green's coming up. No, I wouldn't. Hang on. This is flat. This is another one they don't get in when this one's flat. So no, I wouldn't. It looks like a good one, doesn't it?
I've got that as sells personally, but I just want to see what you think. Yeah, because you've got that blue candle, but you could open up tomorrow and it could be red, couldn't it?
Yeah, because this TDI, the red one, is flat, so they wouldn't enter. It's got to be moving as well.
Yeah,
because this is a ranging market.
It could be a turnaround. It means it could be a turnaround there.
Yeah.
I've got that as sales anyway. That's I'm in sales now on that one.
Yeah, that's
what I do like it. I really do like it, and it's just simplicity. Yes, I can overcomplicate things like you just said, but why? But there are the confirmations, and what I've got is I work off my MAs and these, and I'm going to add these in this onto my charts, and I just think it's it's simplicity, and I get all the TDI. I just didn't understand the opening of that, but you've told me now it's a case of it's the color, regardless of the start of the day, it tells you what color it is and how. And so what you're saying, if it's a doji, you'll stay out. If it's fairly big, you get in. Like if it's like that one, you'll get in that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got in here.
No, you wouldn't because it's doji.
it's only just crossed over anyway. But even if this had crossed over, it's a tiny little body. I wouldn't got in. But this is a good indication. There's a trend going on here, and it's backed up by what's happened as well. So yeah.
So that first candle after doji, that starts at that size then.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
And that's then really the wick forms during the trading period of this candle. So you can see this one. It's like there's a little wick there. So the price has come down here, but it's not been pushed back all the way up here.
Yeah, what they say is the sells, there's wicks at the bottom, but not the top, and buys, there's wicks at the bottom at the top, but not the bottom. So if you've got no wicks at all on the sells, the other side, that means it's all good and strong. It's when you get wicks on a sell at the top, which means it's indecisive. So if you've got, so what I'm saying is, if like that third candle after doji, the sell, that big one, if that opened up with no wicks at the top of it, you know you've got a good sell on.
Yeah.
Because there's no dojis there. So even from like a quick, wow, that's quite powerful, that, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's flattened out here, so you'd be getting out on this candle.
Yeah.
Which is a candle before the MA changes on this one. So you know, that's this candle, isn't it? It's flattened out. So you be getting
that's a day. So at the end of the day, Neil, you've done your day's trading. You should effectively be out of all your trades.
170 pips,
yeah. So you're out of your trade, or you're out of your trades for the day.
Yeah.
It's gone flat. You go, right, I'm out. I'm left for the day. I'll look at it tomorrow. It stays flat in the morning. You stay out, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Next day stays flat. Next day stays flat. Next day, we've got a couple of dojis. Oh, now the next day it's crossed. It's buys. So
it's not though, because this is still flat here. So you wouldn't be getting in on this. I would say till about here, because this red one's quite flat.
Yeah, because there's still dojis. Those four down the bottom, I would still class as doji. So you're 100% right. You wouldn't go in, would you?
So
because they're not big bodies, are they?
No. So around about where this red's starting to go up, maybe on this candle, I'd get in.
I'd get on that fourth blue one, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's got a bigger body.
Yeah.
But it's so visual, isn't it?
Yeah. And I'd probably get out here because this changes. And it's flattened off.
Yeah.
And then it bounces here. So you get back in on this candle.
But this is the day chart, isn't it?
And catch that, yeah.
I think we've got to start a day chart.
This is H4, this is.
Oh, it's H4.
Yeah. You can do it on M1, M5, M15, but you've got to make decisions really quickly with the H.
No.
You've got a lot longer to look at it and think about it and not panic, sort of thing.
I like this because it's just so visual to say that's flat. No, that's changed. That's lagging. That's changed color. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Any dojis, weight. You need a full body candled with no wicks at the other side. That's open. Yeah. And then if you've got that, if you're running that for, I don't know, 12 hours, that's a lot of profit there.
Yeah. I mean, what's that? This is H4, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there.
This is what I'm doing. You see H4. Can you come out, make it small again?
63 pips.
Yeah. So if you make it small, keep going, make it smaller. You see that trend? It's a sell trend. You see that? So my 200 EMA has gone across the top of all of those tops. So at the moment, I'm seeing that as a sell. Now I know that one hasn't gone red the last on Friday because it was in buys on Friday because it NFP. So I'm in sells now. So if you did that, so that MA, my 200, it literally is the top of that, and it's been bouncing off. So that's why I'm on a sell. So now I'm actually looking to sell GU down to where that red doji is down the bottom. Yeah, around about that area. So a one, I can't see on your thing. So I'm taking it down to about there. But that's been selling all the time, you see. So at the moment, I'd wait. Well, I'm opening up anyway. I've got trades going. But so effectively, what I should be doing is waiting for midnight, seeing what color candle comes out, and then make a decision there.
Because on this system, you instead of having one big sell all the way down, you do a sell here, you'd probably do a sell there,
and then I'm buying. And I'm selling. I'm not in one sell. I'm in Baldy selling and buying.
Yeah. I think in this other system, single trades, you sell there, you catch the bounce, another sell there, and then you'd be on, so you catch the buys as well.
Yeah, I like the flattening. I like the way the flattening, but I'd like the idea of at 6 o'clock, at 12 midnight, or when I wake up and I look at my chart 6 o'clock in the morning, it tells me an idea of what that day's going to tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can then put baldies on that. If it's doji, then you leave it. If it's not, if it's third candle plus, leave it.
Yeah,
etc. But it tells you. So yeah, it's like yeah.
There's so many opportunities. If you miss out on one, no big deal. If you hit the third candle, then just leave it, because you'll find another one somewhere else, rather than try and hit every possible setup.
You don't
just
need
walk away from it, even if it looks good. I mean, if you get on this third candle, yeah, it's going to keep going down, but you might stop out on this one.
Well, this is what I was saying about baldies. I need to look at what time frame, because pullbacks could be massive pullbacks. If it's like on a daily, the pullback could be too big. It could EP anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've just got to look at what candles I'm going to say, what daily charts I'm looking at. So I think daily down to 4 hour, down to hour.
Yeah. Originally, the guy was on. He did it on the 4 hour. A lot of people on that thread are using it on the 1 hour and doing quite well out of it. But
hours,
say daily, you can make up to 200 pips per trade. On H1, you make 100 pips, and H4, I mean, H1, you're looking at maybe 20 to 40 pips. So it's the profit per trade is smaller when you're coming down. Like the guy's doing it on 1 minute, 1.5. There's no point, because you can only really get 3 or 4 pips a trade out of it, because it's so.
Yeah, what the videos I've been watching have said, you stay away from 1 minute, 5 minute.
Yeah, it's not a scalping thing at all. It's a set and forget system.
Yeah, I wouldn't go. I would look at daily first.
Yeah.
At 6 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning, every time I wake up, and go, right, what's that telling me today? It's within 1 candle, 3 candles. It's blah 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 blah, and then I would look, and that's where I would look at it. At the moment, I'm still running baldies, because you've got a little room for error there.
So I do. The silver, I mean, that's looking like it's changed. And I was saying to you that all the silvers look like this. It's going to cross. That's going to go back up. That's a doji. That's changing. So if this is blue, then that confirms the indecision, doesn't it?
Yes.
Well, Monday morning, if you've got a nice, decent-sized blue candle, and I think it'll be this big.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, this is again what I like about it, Neil, is we're sitting here on a Sunday at 1 o'clock, 1:30, and it's finished the fight, and that's now dojed off. So you've just said it. That's doji, and that's looking like it's an indecisive action. So there's a potential there, and also everything's crossing over. So that would be straight on your hit list, is what I'm saying. Where I think would it be on your hit list on normal candles?
I'd be looking at this tomorrow morning,
and
looking to get in. I'll be looking for a nice big blue. If this is nice and big and blue, that means that would carry on.
Yeah.
And it's
that'll go across. Yeah.
That's oversold, and that's coming back as well. I mean, strictly because this red's flat, I shouldn't get in, because
but that's telling you right. Is that also not telling you that because it's going flat, there's a change of direction? Because it's crossing underneath it. And when they go flat,
because it's sort of flat here, isn't
it? It means it's crossing.
Yeah.
So there's a potential it's crossing underneath it for the green to go past it, and then the red to come back round it to the right, and then shoot up.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Possibly.
I don't know. Maybe that is what it could be given an indication. I don't know. So that's silver, is it?
Yeah, silver USD. I mean, all the silver AUDs the same. You've got there's a little increase there on the red, so this is more likely to be. Yeah. This is changing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a better signal, because that's definitely going. That's going up. The red looked like it's going to turn up, because that's
that one there would be. That one there would be my.
Yeah. So
a little bit bigger.
Yeah. So on Monday, tomorrow morning, I think there'll be a blue candle about that big.
Yeah.
Going to the top of this doji, and that's a good, really good entry signal to go in on buys for at least a day.
Mate, that's got weeks.
Because that's a big trend to break.
Yeah, that's got weeks, mate. That if it's well, no, say it's not weeks. I haven't looked at the bigger charts, but might be. It's just if it breaks that last couple of lows, those two blues there. If it breaks that, that one there above that, then you're going back up again till.
Yeah. But even so, it did it here a few weeks ago. You got that indecision there. You've got a little blue candle. That's an entry signal, and you're in for a couple of days.
Yeah.
What was that? 40 pips. I don't know what that is on silver and all that. So even if it's not a big thing like this, it's still going to be a couple of days worth of profit there.
That'd be great on Baldies because you're going in and out. You'll probably make more out of Baldies than you would on normal trade days.
And you got the hook there, which got you out right on the blue candle before it went back down again.
All you've got to do, I think, what we've got to do is make sure every night you've got a clean slate.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is we're out of all trades, regardless.
Maybe, but you could rid this for a week, couldn't you?
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, each day you take each day as it is. So, like you're saying, you won't stay in that trade forever.
No.
You'll just say, right, day in, out, day out, day out. So, by a certain time each day, I don't know, let's say 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you're out. So you trade from opening to the trades to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or X amount of whatever, and you get out. So the next day it's a clean slate kind of thing.
Yeah, we could just stay in. I mean, you could stay in this one until this started wicking at the top and use that as a get out.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, true. Because it's giving you a big candle, why would you get out?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right, mate. Because it's telling you at the beginning of the day potentially what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Why would you get out? Yeah, you're right.
It's a strength of a trend. This is a strong trend, and it's weakening, as you can see. And you can either get out here when it's just about to touch, but it bounced, so you wouldn't. Yeah. You can maybe get out here and then come back in again.
Or you could say get out of that doji.
So you can wait till you see this wicking above the doji, and then
so you either put a stop loss there, or you close out for the day and wait, and you would say right on to the next trade, another pair, get away from that trade. Yeah.
I mean, what you could do, because like you said, it only wicks below when it's selling. Just change your stop loss every day to the top of the candle.
100%.
And then 100%. If it hits the top of the candle, you're out because that's a safety net, isn't it?
Yeah. They say that on sales it means it's a strong down. There would be no wicks ever on the top. It's only the bottom, and vice versa. So
that makes sense. It would have got out. It wicked there. So if you did that stop loss at the top of everything, you get out there, wouldn't you? That would stop you out.
Is that a stop? Is that a wick? Is it?
Yeah. So if you're getting on this second candle, you'd be 50 pips there.
But but would you get out? You know, it looks like a.
It's a safe. It depends how safe you are, isn't it?
Yeah. You've just got to take it as it comes. But if it was like a wick either side, which is probably the same length, meaning a doji, then 100% you're saying right, I'm getting out. I'm not trading that day.
If I was in this trade, I'd be looking at these bodies are getting smaller, so that would tell me that the trend is petering out.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably would get out. Just. I mean,
there's no reason why you can't.
There's no
reason why you can't get out daily.
No.
And start again for the next day. But as you're saying,
there's no entry signal there. So if you get out here,
yeah,
you're not on your second or first candle, so there's no entry signal. It's not a valid entry signal. There's no bounce.
No. I'm going to have two different things. If I had Baldies running as Baldies, I'm getting out every day anyway, regardless. I want to close out. I don't want to be stuck in any sort of trades overnight and things like that. So with Baldies, I'm shutting it off at half one every day.
Yeah.
I don't want to be playing around with New York, if I'm honest. But depending on what these candles are like and stuff like that, it might give me an idea that I can actually I don't know, let's say staying it longer, because if I've got a huge candle, that means even in New York, it's going to continue that direction. If it starts getting smaller, it could be because New York's going to bring it back up again or down. So I'd like to see what New York does in these, but I do like the idea of this 6 o'clock in the morning, whatever. Doesn't matter what time.
Do it on demo first. I mean, the idea is that it's a set and forget. Doesn't matter what New York or whatever. Overall the trend is south, isn't it?
Yeah, because he's giving you that hint at the beginning of the day.
He's right. I mean, there's nowhere here where it goes red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. There's always at least a little run every time it changes color, almost.
Yeah. This is it, because what I'm saying is it gives you that indication at the beginning of the day. With candles, we go into that day not knowing what's happening. Where this has given us some sort of indication of what that day is going to bring.
Yeah.
It's not told us exactly what's going to happen, but it's given us an indication. I'm a full red candle here after a blue doji. What's that telling you? Oh, I'm going to be selling. Yeah. But on a candle, normal candles, we see that doji. We're like, well, I ain't got a clue what's still going to go. Is it going to reverse back up? Is it going to do this? It's giving you an indication straight away. This is what I'm going to do today. Now, how it gets there, we don't know. Up or down, whatever. But it doesn't go to, as you say, it doesn't tell you exact price, does it? It doesn't tell you it's going to go from 100 to 200. It just says there's a lot of volume going selling in this today.
Yeah.
And that's what it's doing. It's telling you volume, isn't it?
Yeah, it's learning to read it. I mean, you've got this flat bit here, it's a bit shite, isn't it? And look at the stock, it's smack in the middle and it's just ranging away.
You would keep out of it, wouldn't you?
Yeah. And it's pretty constant there, and it's a bit far. There's lots of dojis there, and it's flat. It's just looking back and trying to recognizing patterns to avoid and stuff like that, isn't it? But the guy said it, if you're unsure in any way, leave it and move on to the next pair and look for something else, because there's so many instances where
I think it's got to smack you in the face that it does X, Y, Z straight away, and then you're in. There's no thinking about. Even like, they're selling, you're now going to 200 EMA, you're now seeing this, there's no point. It's like, it's a trend, it's in there. It's told me I've got a big red candle after a doji. That tells me I'm selling for the day.
Yeah.
And even if you just do it daily, whatever. I do like the idea of this.
Yeah. His main indicator is a TDI, the cross. When that crosses, then he starts looking at other stuff to confirm it.
Right, so he does it the other way around. Okay. I would be, me personally, I'm going to look at the color candles to see if, and then then look at the TDI. But you did about 4K in that demo last week, didn't you?
Yeah.
And literally, you just looked at, huh? And you literally just looked and went, no, right, in.
I just went through them all, clicking. Okay, I just clicked on this sell by. Yeah, that was a good click sell, and then I left it. Come back 90 minutes later, and I think 7 out of 8 of them were in profit, significant profit as well.
And you literally, these were ones that were done before third candle, but you did enter a longer candle, didn't you? Than that, a later candle.
I wasn't going on. I was doing candles 1 to 3 then. I didn't realize it was just candles 1 and 2.
But you got a long run out of that one, didn't you?
Yeah.
You got lucky. Yeah. Let's put it that way. You got lucky.
Yeah.
Because you worked outside the parameters, yeah.
We were running out of time.
All right, okay. All right, mate. Well, I've just think that's amazing, mate.
Let's have a play when the market opens. Have a good play this week.
Yeah, I'm going to. There's a couple of things that didn't work for me, but yeah, I have a little play and do the stocks as well now. But I think I'll tell you again. I'll tell you tomorrow what I'm looking at. But yeah, I think that's awesome, mate. I'll try for that non-lag MA anyway.
All right, cool.
All right, buddy. Excellent, mate.
Cheers.
Cheers for that, bud. Take care. Bye. Bye-bye.